with the heartbeats. Maybe place the left hand on the belly and the right hand on the heart. Technology and yoga doesn't really go that well together. And we're all probably a little bit flustered this morning because I'm late, and anyway, let's release that and let it go. Take a long deep inhalation in through the nose. Fill up the chest, feel it expanding, and then exhale all breath out. Relax your breath. Take another long, deep inhalation in through the nose. Feel the chest expanding, all four quadrants of the lungs. And exhale, release. Let all breath go. Relax the breath. Relax the shoulders down. Take another long, deep inhalation in through the nose. Feel how the breath is relaxing the body. And exhale all breath out. Release the hands to the knees or at your heart center, wherever you're comfortable. Notice how the breath is moving throughout the body. Is it short and shallow, or is it relaxed after those 3 gentle breath movements? One of the most common reasons people give for wanting to try yoga or not trying yoga is their flexibility. And I just wanted to address that today. I know both Juliana and Sharon have been doing this with me and others for quite some time, but if you're new to yoga today and you're watching this, just relax, listen to my breath, listen to my voice, hear your breath, use the breath tools. When I ask you to breathe in for 3 to 4 and exhale out for 4 to 5, throughout the whole 60 minutes, this is just about you, your breath and movement. It's not about whether you are capable of bending or flexing in really advanced stages. There's so many tools to help us. So let's set an intention for bringing you to your mat today, and maybe the intention for you from me is to forget about flexibility, to enjoy the class and move only as your body allows. There's no judgment in yoga, and we all open up at different times, but the more we practice, the more benefits we receive from it, both mentally and physically. And of course, it's a wonderful practice to have on the boat. So inhale your intention in, and exhale it all out to the universe, to open, to receive. And let's open our eyes and become aware of our surroundings. Remove the pillow or block or cushion that you were sitting on if you were. And let's just come to our knees today. I want you to, if you have a little blanket, or if you need to put if your mat isn't cushioned enough, maybe put a rolled up blanket underneath you, or a soft cushion to support your knees. I just want you to curl your toes under at the back, because we're always trying to release the the toes from all the way to the crown of the head, so every part of the body. So I want you just to curl the toes under a little bit today, and I want you to allow the hands to come alongside the body. Inhale, raise the arms up towards the sky, reaching, reaching. And I want you to exhale, unfold off to the left, arms out shoulder height, gaze over left middle finger. Sweep the hands alongside the body, inhale, raise them up towards the sky, and exhale, float off towards the right, gaze over right middle finger. So we're doing a gentle twist and a version on your knees of sun salutations. Inhale, raise the arms up. And I know you guys have practiced this one with me often throughout the recordings. Exhale, hands shoulder height, gaze over left middle finger. Also getting a gentle stretch in the neck as we gaze up, and a twist and our digestive system. Exhale, arms up. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, arms alongside the shoulders, gaze over right middle finger. Inhale, raise the arms up towards the sky, look up, reach up with the fingertips. Remember to really spread the fingers nice and wide too. So again, we're curling the toes, we're getting a little bit of opening in the toes by curling them under, we're reaching, we're getting length in the spine, we're opening the hands up to really wake those hands up this morning. Exhale, let's bring the hands shoulder height and gaze over left middle finger. So you should be getting a nice little gentle twist, really, as you're sort of turning from the belly, broadening through the chest, and bringing the hands out alongside the body. Inhale, raise the arms up one more time, and of course we're trying to create some heat in the body, so let's exhale, hands shoulder height, gaze over right middle finger. So we're never wanting to stretch without getting heat in the body first. Inhale, raise the arms up towards the sky. Let's press our hips forward a little bit. This creates an arch in the lower back. I want you to really reach with the fingertips, so to take that pressure off the lower back, so you're not dumping into the lower back. Keep smiling. And then exhale. I want you to fold, press the buttocks towards the heels. Some of us are going to be up really high, that's okay. And I want you to reach the hands out in front of you, like a child's pose, with support under the knees if you have the support. And of course, always we're wanting to make sure that we're supporting our joints. So as you inhale, lengthen with the fingertips reaching forward, and if you have the ability to sit down onto the heels, go for it. Really feel that length in the spine. So the one thing we're not wanting to do is round the spine in this. We're really wanting, so if we're up really high like this, that's perfectly fine. You're still getting the same stretch. Eventually, if we keep practicing, the buttocks will go towards the heels and we'll be really lengthening out in front. I want you to sweep around, and I want you to wrap, clasp onto your hands. And I want to open up the shoulders a little bit, just releasing the shoulders up just a little bit. Keep breathing those inhalations and exhalations in, nice and smooth. Inhale in, exhale out. One more breath and rise up. Inhale, coming up, sweeping the hands up towards the sky, and exhale. Arms are out shoulder height, gaze is over left middle finger. Inhale, sweep the arms up towards the sky, and exhale, fold off towards the right, gaze is over right middle finger. Inhale, raise the arms up towards the sky again. Really press the chest forward, sternum forward, and arch back a little bit, create a nice little arch in that lumbar area. Always trying to strengthen that area as well while we practice that. Exhale, send the sit bones back, fingertips go forward, buttocks goes towards the heels as best you can, fingertips reach out in front of you, lower the forehead. A block is always a good little tool in this pose as well, if you can't go all the way to the floor. those inhalations. Breathe it in for 3 to 4. And exhale, maybe with an open mouth. Release it all, let it all go. And slowly, slowly make your way back up. Release the blanket from underneath you. And let's sit down onto our mats. I want you to really slowly press the toes away, the knees are up. Reach the fingertips behind you and press into the mat behind you. And I want you to slowly walk the heels out. Walk them out, walk them out. If you can lengthen through the legs, that's fine. If you need to have the knees up, that's perfectly fine also. So really create that length in the spine. Take a long, deep inhalation in. We're just staying here today, even though you know, or maybe you can go a little deeper. Let's forget about how deep you can go. And just use those fingertips. So you're up onto the fingertips using the thumb, all 5 tips of the fingers up high, cupping action behind you. And I want you to change the position of your hands. So your hands are behind you like this, with your fingertips pointing towards your buttocks. And I want you to raise your buttocks up and point your toes away. Keep breathing. Take an inhalation in and breathe it all out and lower to the earth with the exhale breath. Sit up nice and tall. Use the fingertips behind you. Press the toes away to engage the pelvis. Take a long, deep inhalation in. Maybe you want to fold a little forward. Just going slow, small movements. And exhale, release. Place the fingertips behind you again. Press the toes away and see if you can lift up. Really point the toes away. You can drop the head as well if that feels comfortable for you. Or if it's not feeling uncomfortable, always back out of it. Slowly, slowly release. Use the fingertips behind you again. Long spine. This time if you want to reach around and hold on to the ankles or the toes, take an inhalation in. Press the toes away. Exhale, fold torso over the legs. Remembering we don't want to round the spine just to go forward more. Check in with that ego and just be kind. We're challenging ourselves all the time, but being kind to our bodies. Inhale in, exhale, release, let it all go. One more breath. Now place the fingertips behind you and one more, lifting up, pressing away, dropping the head. Nice strong arms, so really press with the fingers into the mat. We're broadening the chest, we're opening the heart, shining it up towards the sky, opening the front body, and exhale. Let's lower down all the way to the mat. One more time, releasing the hands either behind you or onto the ankles. And again, onto the feet, and on an exhalation, fold forward. The strap is always, like I mentioned, to bring a strap or a belt to the class. If you're really new to this, I should have mentioned this first, but if you can wrap the strap around the tops of the balls of the feet and just use the strap or belt to clasp on, sort of a gripping action with the hands, pressing the sit bones away as you fold forward. Keep breathing those inhalations and exhalations. Exhale, let it go. Breathe it out. One more breath and release the strap. alongside you if you've got it, and let's come and place both feet together for our Baddha Konasana. I always like to have two blocks, if you have blocks or books, with Baddha Konasana, joining the feet together. And if you have your knees up really high, you can place the blocks underneath you to support you. Or if you feel comfortable and you're a little bit more open, you can flap the wings of the butterfly. I always like to release those inner groins a little bit before we relax and open into Baddha Konasana. So either hold grip onto the feet or grip onto the big toe, and with an inhalation in, rise up nice and tall with the spine. And maybe this is where you stay. Or if you're a little bit more open, exhale, elbows to the insides of the legs and fold forward. But don't rush that. If you're feeling that's too intense, just relax, stay up high. You're still receiving the benefits of this beautiful pose, butterfly pose, Baddha Konasana. Releases a lot of anxiety. It's great for all parts of the body. And the hip area, it is a deep hip release area. So this is where we hold a lot of emotions, as we know, in the hips. So it's really great to open up and release. One more breath, come back up and release the blocks if you have them alongside you, and come back to seated. And let's bring our legs out really wide into our buttock and into our wide legs, seated forward fold. So again, like we did with our Paschimottanasana, the seated forward with the legs out straight. I know some of these names are quite, like, what are you talking about? Especially if you're brand new to my classes. It is Sanskrit. It is the old Indic language of India where yoga began. So it is part of yoga. So wide legs, seated forward fold, pressing the fingertips behind you, and just point the toes away. Really point the toes away. Sometimes if it's more comfortable for you to curl the toes and bring them towards you, that's fine, because then you tend to have your knees up a little bit higher. But if you're comfortable pointing the toes away, you sort of ground down and you actually get that opening in those quadriceps as well as the inner legs. So press with the fingertips forward and release the all breath out. Relax into the pose. Breathe in some lightness and exhale, let go of anything that's worrying you, bothering you. Just release it, let it go. I love lion's breath, which again, it's you stick your tongue out. I always refer to it as the New Zealand warriors when they do that release. Well, this is lion's breath as well. So, but it's an awesome release to let go, to really breathe out and release anything any holding patterns, anything that you're just carrying in your body that you really need to let go of. Of course, with this pose, you can hold onto your ankles or your feet if you have that. And again, the strap is always your friend in these poses. You can always bring the legs a little bit closer together, use the strap, and help you move forward. I always teach an all levels class, so I'm always allowing for each and every one of you to experience these poses in a way to open your body up at your time. Bring the legs back together, rock around on the sit bones, release the sit bones, the flesh flow back to the back of the mat. Grow nice and tall, and just draw the right foot up beside the left knee, and sweep it over to the outside of that left knee. I want you to really ground down with that right sit bone, so I want you to place it down, press it back and open it out. So both sit bones are on, but we're opening up this right side of the body. Right hand behind you, sweep forward and wrap that left arm around the right. So make sure that you don't drag that right hip up with you. You're still pressing down, back and opening up the flesh off to the right. So we sit forward more than we sit back in this pose. So, and then inhale in, and then turn from the belly, broaden through the chest and look over the right shoulder. So using your breath, inhale in, grow tall. Breathe in for a count of 3 to 4 or 4 to 5. And then as you exhale, send all breath out. Point the toes away of the straight leg. Keep breathing those inhalations and exhalations. And one more breath. Release out of the pose. And let's go to the other side. Right leg's out straight. Left foot's on the outside of the right knee. Left fingertips behind you. Sweep the torso forward. Wrap that right arm around the knee. Inhale, grow tall. Remember, left flesh down, back, and open it out towards the left. Now you'll start to feel that, right? Toes pointing away. Turn from the belly, broaden through the chest, and look over the left shoulder. Keep your breaths nice and fluid. Breathing in for 3 to 4. And sending all breath out, 5 to 6. So our exhalations are always longer than our inhalations because we're releasing more, letting go. And one more breath. And release out of the pose. Beautiful. Let's lie down onto our backs. Now if you want to, you can use, and you have a cushion with you, you can use the cushion underneath your shoulders. You don't have to, you can just lie down straight onto your back. I want you to walk the heels in towards the buttocks. And then in your own time, slowly, and the feet are hip width distance apart, so make sure they're not touching. And press up and away with the hips. Press up and away and clasp the hands underneath the body. So if you're feeling, it's quite nice to be supported sometimes as the shoulders, so the shoulders aren't pressing into the mat. Or if you have a hard surface underneath you, especially on the boat, sometimes the surface is quite hard and your mat's not thick enough. So to support yourself sometimes is a nice way. But you don't have to, maybe you're more comfortable without the support. So imagine you have a block between the knees, okay? So we're squeezing those knees in towards each other, right? So we're not touching, the knees aren't touching, but you start to feel that in the gluteus muscles, around the buttocks muscles. You're also strengthening the lower back here a little as well. And also the quadriceps, the tops of the legs here. They're all getting a beautiful strengthening. One more breath, and on your exhalation, we're lowering down, slowly, releasing the hands, one vertebrae at a time, all the way to the mat. Swing the legs up into the chest, and slowly rock around clockwise, anti-clockwise, give that lumbar a nice little massage. Swing the legs up towards the sky for a happy baby in between. Holding on to the big toes, or if you can't do that, you can just hold on to the backs of the legs. The big thing is that we don't want the buttocks up really high like this. We want the whole spine to be along the mat. So wherever you are, and also again, you can use the strap in this pose. So you're using the strap or belt, you can always use the strap in this pose. So we're all getting the same sort of release. Again, it's just we're maybe using different tools or different hand placements to get the most out of the pose. So holding onto the sides of the feet, and let's release the feet back down towards the earth. Walk the heels again in towards the buttocks and press up towards the sky. Clasp the hands underneath you. This time I want you, we did this exercise, I know you guys, Juliana and Sharon, you've done it with me before. Imagine you have a belt strapped around those knees. I want you to imagine not so much opening out wide like this, but I want you to open out, just a micro movement, abduct. Pull those knees away and feel that different movement and that different opening the knees out slightly rather than gathering them in. Keep breathing, keep sending those inhalations in and the exhalations out. If that's too intense on the knees, just relax and squeeze back in. One more breath. Slowly, slowly roll down one vertebra at a time. Swing the legs up for a happy baby pose. So again, wherever you are, you can hold on to the backs of the legs, hold on to the toes, or the sides of the feet. But we're really moving that tailbone towards the mat, getting that nice long spine. Keep breathing those inhalations and exhalations in and feel that beautiful opening in the hips. Opening up the hips is what we do a lot in yoga, and it's to release stale patterns in the body. It's to help with flexibility. We sit a lot on the boats and at home, reading, and you know, on a rainy day like this, not moving too much. So your body's loving you for doing this today. Press the feet back down, walk the heels back in, and you choose whichever way you felt comfortable in this pose, in bridge pose. Clasping the hands underneath you, whether you want to be squeezing the knees in towards each other, or you would like to actually have that movement of opening up. Keep your inhalations going, breathe it in, and exhale it out, let it all go. Breathe it in, and exhale it out. One more breath, breathe it in, and exhale it out. And slowly, slowly release all the way down, back down to the mat. And let's swing your legs back up for our Baddha-Konasana. Sorry, our happy baby pose. So holding on wherever you like, hands behind the legs, sides of the feet or big toes. So it's normally behind the legs first, big toes, then sides of the feet. So we progress in that way to open, release. So the knees are drawing in towards the armpits. Keep breathing, keep smiling. One more breath and release all the way back down towards the mat. Let's roll over onto the left side of our body. And let's use the right hand to come up slowly, slowly. We're just going to do a couple of side oblique poses. So we can either, if you're familiar with this pose, you can stack the feet and come straight up into your side oblique. Or draw the left knee forward and just come up into, with the knee resting onto the mat and right hand stretching towards the sky. So we want to make sure we check in with that left hand, that it's just slightly forward of under the shoulder. So we're not, and our hands are spread nice and wide, so we're not dumping into that wrist area. So wherever you are in the pose, keep breathing. Or opening up those side obliques. And one more breath. Release back down onto the mat. And let's swing around to the other side and go the other way. So again, if you're familiar, hand underneath, slightly forward, come up, stack the feet, and left hand up towards the sky. You can use a wall, or if you've got something on the boat there that you can rest up against, or drag for more support. Just sweep that right knee forward, press the left foot away, and come up, supporting yourself with the knee for balance, and reach up with the left hand towards the sky. Beautiful. My hand's a little bit too far forward there. So yeah, always checking. Don't ever feel when you're in these poses that you can't change where you are in the pose, because you don't want to be up and think, well, my hand's not right, I'm not feeling comfortable in the pose, and you stay there for these breaths. So last breath, And let's come down all the way back down towards the mat. And let's bring our legs out wide again. We're just going to do the right hand to the inside of the right leg. And we're going to side tilt the pelvis over the right leg. Sweep the left hand over towards the right toe. So we're really getting that beautiful opening. We're familiar with this pose, most of us, to our wide leg pavrita, our twist, wide leg pose. So many of us are going to be up really high like this. So I want you to reach that left hand up towards the sky. It's better to just be like this. You're really opening up towards the left, so you're broadening through that chest as well. So you really start to feel that in the side obliques, side body there. Last breath. Come on up with an inhalation. And with an exhalation, breathe it out. Place that left hand to the inside of the left leg. Sweep the right hand up and over towards the left toes. So again, maybe we're just up high like this. Remember, the toes aren't just hanging out there, the feet aren't just hanging out there. We're pressing away with the toes or curling them up towards us. Really reach, reach, reach. I know Sharon can go a little bit deeper in this pose, so if you are comfortable, Sharon, really sweep the hand over towards the leg. Open up towards the right if you're holding on to the toes. So we don't want to be down like this. We want to be opened up towards, if we are holding on with both feet, both hands. So we're all different. Keep breathing. And one more breath. Come up slowly. So let's come and lie down onto my favorite pose, which are in nearly all my classes, is crocodile pose. So let's come to the mat. Toes are out as wide off the mat. Right forearm is there, left forearm stack on top and lower all the way, head to the arms, or forehead to the arms. Take a long deep inhalation in here and let it all go. Breathe it out in your own time. And then slowly, slowly come up. Bring the toes together and sweep your arms alongside the body. Now another option today, we always do locust pose like this. If you would like to reach your fingers out in front of you, if that is more comfortable for you, like you're really flying, a bit like Superman, reach the hands out in front of you and just relax, soft gaze at the earth. But wherever you're comfortable, you might be more comfortable with the arms back. Last breath, and stack left forearm, right forearm on top of each other and lower the forehead. Release all breath out. This time, you know the drill. Let's take a long deep inhalation in for a count of 4 to 5. Feel the belly expanding underneath you. And then exhale all breath out. Let it go. Feel the release of the belly as well as the lumbar area, the lower back. Just sink deeper into the mat. One more breath, or stay there. You can stay in crocodile pose if that's where you want to be today. You've had enough, that's all you can manage, that's perfectly fine on your body. Reach up with the hands behind you, or sweep them forward like you're flying. Toes are pointing away, hands are pointing forward. Or arms are behind you, wherever you want to be. Keep breathing, keep smiling, keep looking forward. Stack the left arm and the right forearm and lower the forehead. Take that beautiful long breath in, breathe it in, feel the expansion underneath you. And in your own time, breathe it out fully. All breath out, let it go. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Sometimes, even when you think you've breathed the breath out enough, there's a little bit more to let go of. So always remember that. Relax your forehead to the arms. And one more breath. Let's come back up. Last locust pose if that's where you want to be. Or if you want to go a little deeper today, go into bow pose. This is a pretty intermediate or advanced pose, so you can just watch if you haven't done this before and stay in locust. Inhale, come up, pressing the feet up towards the sky and away. You may rock around a little bit on the belly. Keep the breath going. On your exhalation, release the legs wherever you are, wider than the mat, stack the forearms and come back into crocodile. Release the breath, let it all go. We're coming into some of the final poses now. So release anything more if you're holding any tenseness, or if you're feeling any tightness in the shoulders or back or anywhere in the body. Try to send the breath there to release and let go. Breathe in long and deep, and exhale all breath out. And bring the arms alongside the body, either side of the chest, or the hands either side of the chest. Press yourself up into all fours. Stack the knees under the hips, the hands under the shoulders, touch the toes and press back towards the heels, arms out in front of you, and lower the forehead. Take an inhalation in and rise the buttocks up, slide the hands forward, and we'll come into puppy pose. Exhale, release the head. So our hips are up higher in puppy pose. We do have a little bit of a concave in the back, and our arms are stretched forward. Not too much of a concave in the back, it's just a sloping action. We're still releasing the back. We're pressing the chest towards the mat. And then slide the hands forward and press back into your child's pose. Release the head down. Remember, you can always have your block underneath your head if you've got one. Then release the hands towards the back of the mat, palms face up. Relax the forehead. We're just taking the pressure off the shoulders there a little bit and stretching out. And come up slowly, slowly. So either sit onto with your legs tucked underneath you, or if that's uncomfortable for you, you can sit cross-legged. Either way, we're just going to raise the arms up towards the sky, hands in prayer position down to the heart. Place the right hand to the outside of the left knee and place the left fingertips behind the lower back. I want you to broaden through the chest and turn and look over the left shoulder. Take an inhalation in and exhale, soften into the pose. Raise the arms up towards the sky and take the left hand to the outside of the right knee, right hand to the lower back. Inhale, broaden through the chest and turn and look over the right shoulder. Don't strain the neck. That's another thing we tend to do a lot in yoga. We're really straining to look behind. It's just a soft gaze when I say look. You are turning the neck, but it's just a soft gaze looking over the right shoulder. And then release back down. Swing the legs off to the side and let's lie down onto our backs for our final pose today, Shavasana, corpse pose. Thank yourself for doing this practice today. Allow the legs to fall open towards the sides and the arms are out and palms are up. Close down the eyes. Just check in with yourself. How is your body feeling? Are you feeling like you're holding yourself up? Relax the shoulders a little more. Imagine my hands are coming and placing them softly on your shoulders and releasing you a little bit more gently, relaxing you more to the mat. Soften the lower back a little more to the earth. Don't force it down, just be aware to soften it. Feel the toes relax. Maybe you want to spread them nice and wide and then let go, release them. Feel the legs really heavy into the mat or the earth beneath you. The lower back, the upper back sinks into the mat. You're feeling softer, lighter from your practice. Your heartbeat is relaxed. Your chest is relaxed. Your arms, your hands, and all joints and fingertips. The eyes are soft and relaxed. Release the tongue from the roof of your mouth and relax your jaw. The crease between your brows is relaxed. Ears, eyes, nose, mouth, relaxed. The breath returns to normal. Don't give it another thought. Stay where you are. I'll just sit up and talk you a little more through the practice of Shavasana. Just become in tune with where you are. Maybe you can hear ocean swells, water lapping. Maybe birds are chirping outside your window. Maybe there's silence. Just check in with the nature that surrounds you as you release and let go a little more onto the mat. Be one with nature as we are all intertwined together. Acknowledge the thoughts, but just let them go by. Don't engage a conversation in the mind. Notice how the belly rises and falls naturally with your inhalations and exhalations. Imagine you're floating in an ocean with a seaweed current. How they move and sway from side to side ever so gently in the water. This is you relaxing, moving side to side with not a care in the world. Or imagine somewhere that is your happy place. Maybe lying in a hammock between two palm trees and the beautiful breeze blowing on the face as the ocean laps the shore. This is your time for your body to receive everything you have just achieved in the practice. You've moved it, twisted in all types and forms, and now you relax and sink into the mat. Start to move your fingers and your toes. Roll over onto the right side of your body. And in your own time, make your way back to a seated position with a pillow or blanket underneath you or directly onto the mat. Allowing the pelvis to fall towards the earth. Sit comfortably any way you choose. Close down the eyes. Still be in that moment of peacefulness. Drop the right ear to the right shoulder. Breathe into the left side of the neck. Head back to center and drop the left ear to the left shoulder. Breathe into the right side. Bring the head back to center and drop the head back. Taking small sips of air through the nose as you open the throat, front of the neck. Bring the head back to center and chin to chest. Sending breath to the back of the neck. Imagine the breath moving up and down, floating, releasing any further tension you may be holding. Raise the right hand and curl the 3 middle fingers, and we'll finish with alternate nostril breathing, placing the right thumb over the right side of the nose gently. Left hand to the heart. Take a long, deep inhalation in through the left side of the nose. Then seal with the little finger and breathe breath out through the right. Inhale, breath in through the right. Seal with the thumb, breathe breath out through the left. Inhale, breath through the left. Seal with the little finger and breathe breath out through the right. Bring your hands together in prayer. Let's check in with your intention you made at the beginning of the practice. And I hope my intention, if you are new to yoga today, that you realize that flexibility is a very small portion of yoga. That it comes in time with practice, and that you received way more benefits than flexibility, that you received peace of mind, clarity, and lightness in the body. Bringing your hands to the third eye between the brow and back to the heart center. Namaste. Have a beautiful rest of the day or evening whenever you're joining in this practice. And thank you so much, Juliana and Sharon, for being here with me. and managing the tech difficulties this morning. So have a beautiful day, guys. And Gay is watching too. Hello, Gay. So bye for now. And again, my apologies for being so late. I hope you enjoyed the practice.